Welcome viewers, I am Professor Ashish Agarwal from School of Engineering and Technology, Indira Gandhi National Open University. Today my topic is management, thoughts and function. Though it is a part of MBA Logistic and Supply Chain Management program, Principle of Engineering Management and Economics, but this particular unit from which I am going to deliver my lecture is very common to many other courses. Just like it is also common in MSc Renewable Energy and Environment, as well as it is common to MSc Industrial Safety. And believe me, this course or this topic is very interesting. You must be a manager, you must be a very successful manager, but what I am going to tell you today is sometimes compels you to think whatever action you are taking in your organization to control your subordinate, or as a subordinate, if your boss is acting in a way which I am going to tell you, you will think whether as a manager I am doing right, or what I am getting actions, or you can say treatment is also a good or not for my working. Because as a human being, whether I am a manager or not, it hardly matters, but I think that I should always motivate my subordinates. I should look at their weaknesses, and instead of pointing out or harassing, it is my personal duty to provide them motivation so that they should correct their weaknesses, and next time they should not do any error when they are doing the same type of a work. So let me first introduce that what is the management. As in many books, whether it is written by renowned persons or whether it is written by a regular Wikipedia or in other knowledge booster files in your internet, the management is a process by which you bring people and technology together so that they should work for the benefit of the organization and to achieve the objective of the organization. So basically, in short, we can say that management is a effective utilization of human and the material and the other resources. So in other way, we can say that management is a method. It is subject how to organize the human and the material resource, and the aim of the management is to understand the functioning of the organization. So what we do in the management? The first thing is that we see how the organization function. There are so many organization, there are so many types of organization, we see how they function. Second important thing, management see how the worker and the manager cooperate to produce the goods and services when we use them. How the individual working in the company should be selected and should be awarded. That is the most important point. So in today's session, what we are going to learn, we will first define the management. Second, we will see what is the scientific management. It is a term which has been coined by scientists, and it has many repercussions in the management theory. Then we will analyze the management theory from the various perspectives. We will also familiarize yourself with the role of manager and the manager process. So what is the role of a manager? Manager perform a duty of provide you a great quantity of work at a faster speed. You can give the same work to two person. The person who has the capability or the quality or the skill of a manager or the management, he will do the things much faster. They will prefer to deal with the issue with the current and the specific to the problem. Manager is always placed between the your organization and the network of the content. When we talk about the network of content, it deals with all the stakeholders. In short, the managerial activity is characterized by variety. There are so many. You can't say that these are the specific role you have to do it. No, there are variety. He can work as a planner, he can work as a designer, he can work as a problem solver, as well as he has to work as a motivator for the worker. Despite of the volume of the work manager, he has to control his own affairs. He or she may have his own problems, just like with the problem with the manager, top management, or many other things. Manager performs three types of duties. The first one, he acts as a information role. He gets the information, he will process the information. For example, a manager in the retail shop, he will get the information about the customer, he will process it, what type of customers are coming, when the customers are coming more, morning, afternoon, or evening, or in the night. And another information processing, that when they buy a milk product, will they also buy the bread? Are they also going to buy the vegetable or something else as a snacks? So this is the information processing the manager has to think. This is, I am telling you as a layman. But if you talk about the many other managerial issue, they have to process. Suppose the one is getting the information that various customer data. Then as a manager, he has to analyze that in which month the AC is more in demand. You appreciate that the demand for the AC start in the month of the March, and it remains up to July and August. But in some cases, the demand is more in February because or the March, because of certain discount the company offer. But this all type of information are to be processed by a good manager. A manager should interact with many employees in their organization, because he has to make the think tank, he has to collect the creative ideas from the manager, and the most important part is the decision making. He or she is getting the information about the customer data. Now he has already or she has already processed, but how to take the decision? If he is concluding that in the month of March or April, the customer demand is more as compared to June and July, then as a decision, he has to communicate to the planning division or in the production division that this month we need 10% or 20% extra air conditioning or refrigerator or any other item which is required. So this is a particular decision making. Now, in my definition, there are various terms which were appeared or which are appeared. In today's session, I am not telling you in detail about these terminology, but I will just brief you so that you should understand this terminology. When you see my session again and again, you can correlate with each other. But in next session, when we talk about more about this terminology, we will give you a detailed study on each of this terminology. The first terminology is organization. As a simple word, as a Wikipedia or in any other sources, the definition of organization is a group of a people who are working for a common goal. There are workers who can work for the different organization but having the different goals. But if the people are working in a small group or in a big group but working for the goal of the organization. In management, when we talk about the organization, management always tries to achieve the goal of the organization. Now let me provide you a very simple slide where you will get a information or insight that what type of goal. Just like if I talk about the hospital, there are several goals, but the most important goal is the save the lives with 24/7 emergency care. That is the prime goal. Second comes to the university and the college. What is the goal? Teach skill so that they can get the job. Third, I have taken as an automobile factory to prepare a car within 60 seconds or whatever be the time, but it should be complete in nature. What is the goal of a bank? To provide you the payment instant and the free of cost. Though they are now charging, but as a goal or objective, they have to make the instant payment. Now come to the retail shop. What is the objective of a retail shop? They have to stock whatever customer wants. They should not stock what customer do not want, and that comes under the obsolescence or the waste product or which is not required. You must have experienced that even after the winter season, there are sales because they want to get rid of those and they want to their shelf vacated so that they can arrange the next very items. So now we will talk about the different management theories. It is very important as well as very interesting. When we talk about the management theory, they normally talk about the behavior of the people who work in the organization. The management theory also explain what type of activities the manager is going in the organization. So they have a planning, they have a organizing, they have a leading, controlling. That I will tell you each and everything. Just like planning. If I talk about the planning that every manager has to do before he take the action. Suppose he or she has to take the action, what type of product he needs in there or what type of worker. For that he has to make a strategy, has to make the plan. Even for the production of a particular product or production of a services. Organizing means very simple, a group of person who can work with a common goal for the purpose of the organization. Third term is come as a leading. You have a workforce, you have a people who are working under you, but you have to lead him. You have to provide a leadership. You have to guide them. That comes under the leading. whatever decision you make, though you are responsible, but your action will influence the people working under you. Another important term is called the controlling, because you have a plan, you have a organize, you have a leading the persons, but you have to also control them. You have to see whether the management or the organization is moving in a right direction, whether we are achieving the goals. The goals may be different. Whatever I have said to you, they are very, very primary. The one and the most important goal of any multinational company has to achieve a target or to beat a competitor or to gain a market share over his or her competitor. There is a scientific management theory. There was one scientist called Taylor. He was in 1911. He worked in various organizations, just like Midwell Steel, Simon Rolling Machines, and Bethlehem Steel for many years in US. He developed many theories. Just like, for example, he saw that a mason who is working, suppose in a day he is or she is able to lay the bricks in a quantity of 100. He discovered that if the mason is briefed and mason is well acquainted with the work he or she is going to perform, he might be able to lay down 125 bricks. So what we are increasing? We are increasing the productivity. There are so many theories, and we always say Taylor as a prime industrial engineer. Taylor also proposed that each worker should be given the responsibility of the work for which he or she was best suited. There are so many. He also pointed out the division of work, and one division should be allocated to a person who is well acquainted. It was also expected that such arrangement of job and worker could lead a increased production or the productivity. There are so many examples he has given. Under the scientific management theory, the first theory which comes is theory X and Y. So first we will talk about what is theory X, then we will come to the theory Y.